We all go a little mad.
Forget you.
You are under Dahli.
Here's Johnny.
All right, hello and welcome to the Horror Hour, the place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things. In this episode, Dragula, because right now it's my favorite time of the day, well, year, because two of my favorite things, drag and horror. So I'm your host, Yutaka, and I'm joined with my favorite, Liam.
Hello.
And then I'm really excited because we have a special guest from Chicago. It's Irregulargirl.
Hi, gay people. Yeah, etc.
This makes me so excited. I'm also repping their merch. Just saying. This time, yes. And so we're just gonna really go through the looks. We'll maybe discuss the main challenge, which I thought was a fun one, which was the Weird Wild West. I really actually liked the majority of the looks, and I can't wait till we talk about the tops, the bottoms, and who won, and if we agree. So yeah, and a little bit of the drama, which is I love Merrie Cherry, but she does talk a lot. Just saying, love her to death.
My favorite thing is like when we all come back into the workroom and it's like somebody's like, you're waiting to find out who got eliminated, and everyone's just like, well, I really hope it's this bitch. You know what I mean? I'm like, I really hope this other person went home, right? Oh my God, so good. I love Dragula. I've really been enjoying like the format so far because I feel like you really get to know every individual performer.
They've done a great job. I feel like the budget's been upped. I love the new workroom. And I love that I love how we're actually being able to see them get together and actually put their looks together, because I didn't feel in some of the earlier seasons we got to fully see that such a like high quality. So, which I still love those older seasons, but I'm really excited to actually see them get together and paint. It is some of these.
You say paint, Merrie Cherry says talk.
It really
She's
is
just there for a chit chat.
No, for real. It feels like a talk show between her and Zavaleta, which like I love. Yes. I love. It's like the two evilest co-hosts together. I love it.
I can't wait to talk about the deliberation then. But that's very true. Those two, I tell you. And also, Merrie Cherry gives the best confessionals, though. Even though I'm like, gosh, sometimes you do talk too much. But when you're in that confessional, I live for almost everything you say, because it is put that stuff on a shirt and sell it. That's It is fun shit. So, well, all right. Well, we'll first then start off with the first look, and that's Bitter Betty. And what was everyone's impression?
I was personally, and okay, I will also say this, like, just like my experience with seeing Bitter Betty on the show, like I'm trying very much to kind of like not think about like whatever she said on Twitter or like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm very much just like, let me just see like how I feel about her on this show, on this national platform, and like judge her that way. You know what I mean? Like obviously I have my own opinions, whatever the fuck, we have disagreements on whatever the fuck, but like she truly has been like a really, I think, great personality and a great person on the show. Like I've really enjoyed her presence, and I'm really glad that, because the judges said this later, but I'm really glad that like she really took kind of being on the bottom and being up for extermination to heart, because she really brought it like with this look and this performance. I was like a little underwhelmed with the concept, because I was like, Dolly Parton zombie, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, right, like, sure, yeah. But I really felt like in the performance, she really, really sold it. Like, she really sold the kind of like manic, like crazy malfunctioning robot into like, you know, performing and making people laugh or whatever. It was like really cool energy that she was giving.
I completely agree. The performance was, and yes, agreed. Everything outside of the show aside, yeah, that's been kind of hard, because I still want to I still want to be, you know, as I watch the show, just, you know, they're on this platform and I hope it's a good representation. And then, of course, they go on Twitter and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to focus on the show as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I have to say, the performance was so much better than their previous ones. The look, when Trixie kind of, I wouldn't say called her out, but mentioned about like the eye makeup, it needed to be more extreme. I was like, I kind of felt that because, yeah, I enjoyed the performance, but the look was, compared to some of the others, I would not have given it as much praise as they got, even though I would still say the performance was a lot of fun. I just didn't think the look was to the level that, you know, the Boulay brothers loved it.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think if we take out this, then everything else was at the level that it needed to be. Like the face during while performing, it was at the level. It was just when you have people that are using, I'm going to try and say the prosthetics or whatever. When you have people using things like that, and then your version of coming out as a robot is a silver star, with some black lines in it.
Hard agree.
It's not really at the same level as everyone else. If she'd have just put a little prosthetic round the eye, blanked out the eye,
it would have sold that.
Perfect. A little bit of blood, not even like doing like a ridiculous the blood's pouring. Like, no, a little bit of dampening around the edges. Silver, done. That would have been top notch. And she probably would have won.
Yeah.
If she'd have done that. But
or even like
still very good.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Even like a freaking like almost like Vegeta eye patch situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anything, because you're right. Like people have like prosthetics on. Like it's like you can't. I think about the look that Astrid did in week 1. Like that, like fucking like the entire headpiece for the Terminator, and it was like a tail and everything. I'm like, baby, like I need to see a prosthetic. I need to see like a clock head or something. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a metal. You gotta use some hot glue or something. I hard agree on that for sure.
Yeah,
not need to be just silver paint.
I mean, I love the Dragon Ball Z reference. So, but yes, absolutely, there needed to be just that extra to carry it over. And I was still really shocked how much maybe it was very much the performance, but I didn't think it. I don't know. That was a lot of praise.
I think they did praise her for the performance. Yeah.
So, and then, well, let's go on next.
Oh, and also, why did no one call her out and go, when she was like, oh yeah, it's like Dolly Parton meets Terminator. No, honey, it's Westworld. Like,
yes.
Why did no one mention that? Like, we were just being nice and being like,
y'all don't have HBO. Y'all don't have HBO, and it shows. You know what I mean?
Love it. And then so next we had Koco Caine, and I loved the mask. I did love the smoke effects. I thought that was actually that was extra. But I didn't realize until they called it that her performance has been the same. Like she they do the walk the same, the pose. I didn't notice that until they called that out.
Yeah.
It's such a shame.
And I think it kind of speaks to the ambiguity of the character. You know what I mean? Like it was like, was it really a pig, or like was it really like a brothel situation? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like it kind of felt like Koco was giving the same performance all those times because like it wasn't really clear what the concept was for her either. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Yeah,
that's actually okay. I like that. That's probably true. I mean, and even Koco, they felt when they were sitting there, could I have done better? Could I have gone harder?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that breaks my heart because I mean, because I will say every time for the most part, when Koco walks into the room or on stage, there's this presence. And I could certainly say in this episode, I didn't feel that presence was there. And that kind of broke my heart because I really love Koco. So
she was her same Koco self in the boudoir though, which I appreciated. And I'm going to miss that. I think that is, which is pretty sad. I'm going to miss her more backstage.
What do you do on stage? But she was a personality. She was really
she was,
fun to, like, be, and I, you know, like, I think she's beautiful. Like, I think that she really just kind of like flubbed this week, and it was like, it's sad because all it takes, you know what I mean, to go home. Or sorry, wait, we're not there yet.
Well,
like,
but no, it's okay. We still
okay,
but...
cunt, yeah. Spoiler alert, but like, that's all it really takes. It sucks. It really does, because she was, I mean, she's really, really talented, obviously, but yeah, maybe the concept wasn't there this week.
Such a shame. Bummer. It was just the outfit. It needed
something else.
It needed more. It was like, it was just a generic pink dress.
Like you just come out with like a beer mug and like your big titties, you know what I mean, and like a broom or something, you know what I mean, and like just something different, mix it up.
I like that, and that would have been on theme too.
Yeah.
Which did I miss? Was there a sci-fi like element supposed to be in there, or did I make that up?
No, okay, it was weird Wild West. Give us your Wild West. What is Wild West with a sci-fi twist,
right? Okay, so maybe that's part of it too. Is where was the sci-fi? I mean, I guess
the sci-fi is supposed to be was she was a pig and a whore.
Got it.
I did like the shoes though with the hooves.
Oh, the hooves were cool. I know
that was a very nice touch, and that's why I agree. When you were seeing the outfit, I'm like, oh, I love that, but
yeah.
I'll be honest. Again, I'll say the same thing. You know, well, you know, like Bitter Betty's outfit and Koco Caine's were just,
yeah,
it's just one had a better performance, which.
No, I think be fair to Betty. Betty's was a tradition, which Betty's was what she was going for, which was a traditional saloon madam, but it was Wild West and sci-fi. Like the downside to Betty's was makeup,
the execution of the
But that was a hard call out for me though. I was just like,
but they can't see that close.
That's true. That is
They're not
true.
there with like a microphone gate. What's happening here?
Well, then next, let's go to this was La Zavaleta.
I really felt like she ate. And I was like, you know what, bitch? They could have sent you home the first week, honey, and I would have lived. But you know what? I'm glad they didn't for this look. It was sickening.
There was just so much to it. I was getting, this is going to be like my gamer vibes, but Wild Arms. If anybody knows that series, it takes place in the Wild West, and it's all about guns and like gun arms. And so when Zavaleta came out and looked like that, I immediately was like, I love this. I don't know if that's your reference, but I'm taking it.
Yeah,
and the performance, oh my gosh.
Yeah, everything was just top tier. Didn't put a step out of line. The outfit was amazing. The performance was amazing. The face was amazing. Just everything, total head to toe. The movements.
The mustache. The mustache.
Yeah.
The mustache and the nails. Just all of those touches that one of the Boulet brothers, I think, like at some point talked about, was like there was kind of like a gender play going on too. It was just cool.
It was just so the
Yeah.
creepy smile too the entire time.
Yeah. And I felt like the attention to detail was really nice. Like there were a lot, I mean, like even just like the bullets around around the body, the boots were really great. They pointed out the earrings were really great. It was just like a very like polished, like very like put together look that I think communicated like bounty hunter or even like bank robber, you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe, like Wild West tease for sure. I really saw like the integration, I think, of like what the judges were like looking for in this. And I feel like nobody else could have done it but Zavaleta, you know, like in this kind of like specifically like Mexican inspired like kind of moment. So yeah,
It
it
was
was
so
really
good.
cool. So good. So good. And like, you know, it's like she as a personality, as a person on the show has been like so great to kind of like get to know. And I love that like she's making like her heritage and her culture like part of the costume too. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I love all these different like layers of this bitch that we're getting to know, of this fucking cunt that we're getting to know.
He kind of can be, but I will say though, she maybe gave effort in the very first episode. I'm like, gosh, you've got a lot of bark and not a lot of, you know, all bark, no bite. And but this one, this week, I was just like, oh damn,
she's starting to find that bite.
Yeah. Like I was like, go off. You look great. And then following Zavaleta or La Zavaleta, Sigourney Beaver. I thought it was funny because Trixie was the guest host. And I'm like, oh, you guys, you both have the fringe.
Alien Trixie.
And I was just, I love the outfit reveal. I thought that, and it was stunning. I still like the scale makeup, and I think because obviously we can see it up close, I appreciate that, but I totally get the call out that, you know, from far away, they can't see it. And obviously we know I love Trixie, but she paints for the back room.
Right.
That's
for sure. And she was kind of, I think, looking for that, which I have to admit, like, you know, I love both of Sigourney's looks. I think that like I also was a little confused, and maybe like I didn't feel like maybe it was like executed, like I don't really like get like where the sci-fi element was really. And like maybe it could have been like a C3PO moment or something in the gold, but it really didn't feel like that way either because of the skin tone, you know. So I do agree that I really didn't like super understand like, you know, kind of like where the concept really was. But I mean, obviously the outfits were beautiful and love Sigourney, but I really did kind of like, this was like one part where I was like, oh man, like I could have maybe like placed Sigourney as safe, just because like, yes, the costumes were sickening and like, yes, like everything was there, but I felt like the sci-fi element truthfully was like not thought about or not really like added in, you know?
like kind of like an afterthought.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I wrote that down. That's what I wrote down. A painted skin does not make sci-fi. Like head to toe, stunning, beautiful, well-made outfits.
Right.
It felt like it was supposed to be an homage to 60s camp films. But 60s camp films never really had a Wild Wild West theme. So I think it was too many ideas in the pot, and it didn't play out for me in the way I think she wanted it to come across, because I think it was supposed to be camp, more leaning to the camp side of things rather than the horror side of things. But
I mean, like, you know, I'm back in middle school. I've got my rubric. And as a teacher, I'm like, you filled this out. You looked beautiful. You looked sickening. You were perfect. You were amazing. Baby, I did not see this part in the project. You know what I mean? This task was not fulfilled, my love. But it was still kind. So
it's so true. I will, and again, I will have to say, for the most part, the people that I think ranked high, though, they turned, I mean, that look was great, but I agree. I also was still kind of, I loved the performance was there.
For sure.
But as you both are, calling out the lack of the sci-fi element, that's true too. I think I was more dazzled because I saw sparkles and fringe, and my favorite things,
Yeah.
So it went over my head. So that's well played. Okay.
Yeah.
And well, next, this one broke my heart. Saint. I love Saint, and I feel like Saint didn't understand the assignment, which is interesting because I feel like Saint always does. Just I kind of got some of it, but it was.
I think that in my notes, I literally just have like for everybody's like performance, I wrote down like, like I like this, I like that, whatever, like a sentence, 2 sentences, whatever. For Saint, I literally just have cow and like 3 question marks. I never got to get past that for me. You know what I mean? I was kind of just like a cow. And yeah, I agree. I love Saint. Usually I feel like everything that she does is like on the mark, but this was maybe just an element where like the sci-fi element was like a little bit too like, because I think about like cow abductions and like all that shit, sure, but like where was that part of it? It just kind of gave more like fashion cow, you know what I mean? And like that's sickening, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I just wrote basic.
It felt costumey.
I did like the black elements though. I feel like that kind of took it out of costuming necessarily, but I do agree that it is kind of just like what is going on.
Yeah. Like nothing happened. There was no presentation to it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, come out, have a bucket of milk, pour the milk on yourself, do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like doing a catwalk. Like not even like a creepy thing. Like literally just walking straight forward, going. All right, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like they were saying it was like a cow on like Vyvanse, or not Vyvanse, on Benadryl.
On Ambien.
On Ambien. Yeah.
I when they said that, I go, oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I kind of get that because it was that was pretty funny. Yeah. And sometimes Ambien helps you sleep. So it really does, but maybe you don't want that on the run.
Maybe not
the
on
floor show.
The floor show, yeah. Yeah. Unfortunate for sure. Really unfortunate. I really have I've really been excited about having Saint back on the show. And I'm really not the person that's kind of like, she's already like been on the show too many times. You know what I mean? Like I'm just excited that she's on the show and participating, but it was very unfortunate. A sad day for the furries everywhere.
I don't think
for furries.
And I hate to bring in Drag Race, but I don't think anybody is going to ever bring down or like compare when Simone came out in that outfit as the Fox or Simone came out.
Yeah.
That was,
yes.
So
yes. Many furries were born that day. Many of them got their wings that day. I can't say the same about our beautiful cow and pig gathering at this moment.
That's very true.
Well, at least they got their own assignment.
You know what? They had the extra credit, assignment, be an animal, and yeah, I love it.
Well, and then up next, which I love that Mara called this out because I think Jade is a sickening performer. I'm still just confused. Like the look was nice, but I was just like, I don't know. I got the reference, and I think they had some gimmicks, which I do like that the Boulets like, okay, Jade, you need to step it up.
Right.
I'm shocked that she was safe.
Yes, hard agree.
No, I would have put her as safe.
Really?
Yeah. She got the assignment.
Okay.
She got the assignment. She was dressed well. She had the gag with debraining the alien.
Okay.
For me, she got the assignment.
But I still feel like we're seeing just Jade. Like there hasn't been any type of, which again, I love Jade. She is probably one, well, we've had many come here, but one of the sweetest people I've ever met from the show. So I just feel bad when I say, like, I just feel like I'm still seeing Jade and not this, this monster that
you
can have your
don't
glam.
get us wrong, she hasn't become one.
Yeah, that's true.
But she got the assignment and she was safe for me. Like,
we're gonna disagree on this one.
I kind of almost feel like she had the opposite problem that some of the other folks had, where it was like her concept was maybe like too far into the sci-fi element and not enough of the Western element for me. At least that's kind of how I pictured it, or like how I kind of interpreted it. Like she kind of just looked like a cyborg or like a space trooper cadet or whatever. And there wasn't really like that like Western element that wasn't like just an afterthought, I felt. I might have placed her safe low, you know what I mean, like bottom 3, quote unquote.
I was shocked they didn't have a bottom 3, but I would say, yeah, if they were a bottom 3,
Oh no, Merrie Cherry would have been there for me.
Oof, I can't wait till we talk about that look. So speaking of, our next person is not Merrie Cherry. This one also, like Zavaleta, got me going, and that's Dahli.
Yep.
Both, the fact that they both came out, and I fully saw that, yes, they're arch enemies. That's how I was.
Sure.
I'm like, I see this playing out. This is amazing. And it was still a different look compared to Zava's, but still slightly close. I loved it. The vest, or the chest. And then I loved just the teeth. And also what I guess Bitter Betty needed, had some prosthetics on the sides, and the eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, Dahli came out to, Dahli wasn't fucking around with that. And it showed.
Yeah. It was a look, you know what I mean? It was head to toe a look, and it was very, very impressive. Very, very cool. Yeah, it was like really cool to see like the same kind of like concept or idea thought out and executed by 2 different artists at the same time, because she and Zavaleta both had like similar ideas, I guess, like at the origin, I'm sure, but it was just nice to kind of see them turn out this way and kind of give like superhero supervillain dynamics with one another. You know what I mean? It was interesting.
I was fully invested. It was like, because obviously Zavaleta has like the Mexican background with it, obviously it coming from Mexican folklore or history, and then it felt like Dahli's was an Americanized version of the same character.
Yeah.
Which made it it made them so compatible.
Yeah,
but they were completely separate, which was just mind-blowing when I was watching it. I was like, this is amazing. Like, both of these people separately have come up with basically the same character without speaking to each other. And both have executed it so differently, but so cohesively. It was,
Yeah. It's very, and I love what you said earlier. It's just like, it's nice that we get to see all of them like in the workroom and like kind of working on their stuff, because they're artists, you know what I mean? Like they really are just like crafting the shit. So I can't even imagine, like, certainly what we see, you know what I mean, is like just their critique on stage where it's like, y'all had like similar concept, it was really cool, but I'm sure that in the back, you know what I mean, they were like, bitch, like you know what I mean, like we really like had it together. And it's like, I love what that energy in the room must be like, you know what I mean, all these people crafting together and next to each other is so cool.
If there could have been a double win, I'm just saying.
I love that.
I was really shocked that didn't happen. Because
Dahli was also very shocked that it didn't happen, girl. Dahli was also very shocked that it didn't happen. I'm tired of not being in the or not winning. You've been here 2 episodes. 2. Like chill out.
I was a little caught off by that. I'm like, you know, I'd rather at least be in the top than in the bottom. So I feel like you're doing okay. Like,
Imagine being in the bottom 2 episodes. Jesus. The big flipping tables and shit.
It was a look. It was a moment for sure. A moment in time.
and then next we have Merrie Cherry. I'm gonna. Oh, I think our silence kind of.
I think like Jade Jolie, are you a monster? You know what I mean? Is that kind of where that's what it is for me? Maybe I don't know. That's just kind of still where I kind of like with Cow. I'm like, you know, monster.
And this sounds terrible, but was that construction paper? Was that
was
right?
construction paper.
Okay, I'm sorry. You don't come to. A lot of people are turning out looks, and I don't know. I was just.
Yeah,
there should be some things that are outlawed, and
yeah.
construction paper, unless that's part of, use some. I don't know. That caught me. I was just like, oh, I would have just scrapped that together and painted, done something else, because that I was too focused on that.
That was a Party City dress. Party City wig. Like,
yeah.
It's just, I don't get why Merrie Cherry is being allowed to continuously be safe. I don't get it. Like, why haven't they called her out? Why haven't they put her in the bottom to put a fire under her ass? Because they said obviously last week, this isn't the Merrie Cherry we're used to, like we're going to call her out. And then this week they were like, we've seen it. Seen what? What did she do?
I didn't get that. That was odd.
Like, she didn't even draw an eye. She just drew a black square and put paper there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your eye closed?
It was weird behavior. It was very weird behavior on the runway. It's like, yeah, like I want to appreciate and I want to be excited that Merrie Cherry is like on the show, but it's just like, it's kind of hard, I feel like, to get behind it when I feel like the quality of the costumes or the quality of like the concept just isn't really there for me still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing that, you were saying with Jade. It's like, I really don't feel like there's like too much intention behind a lot of the stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
I want Merrie Cherry there so badly because I love her confessionals.
Yeah.
They're just
another
hilarious.
bitch who we love backstage. Another bitch who, as long as you don't perform, we love you. As long as you don't do what you should be doing on the show, you are sickening.
But that's the problem. They're performing backstage. Like, they're like with Koco and Merrie, they're giving knowing looks at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like a group thing's happening, the camera is always having to cut back to them two. Yeah. Because yes, there's drama happening elsewhere, but they're doing things with their face.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's a performance. Like, that's providing entertainment. Definitely. And both of them need to figure out how to translate their personalities onto the stage.
Definitely.
Because them personalities that they've got backstage, I don't really see on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And well, one of them I'm not going to get to see again on the stage. So.
That's
true. Uh-oh.
And well, our final contestant, who I love dearly, this was, I didn't get any sci-fi element, but I still enjoyed it because I didn't. Sorry, Liam. Hoso Terra Toma, that look gave me like, it gave me Pokemon vibes, which is great. It looked like, I still loved it. I really did, but I just,
I thought it was a crab. I did not realize it was supposed to be a cactus. I was just like, where is the river? Like, what? Like, where are the crabs? I really did not understand. This is
I got it straight away.
I
was like, oh my God, she's an alien bounty hunter that's disguised as a crab in the wild, as a cactus in the wild west.
That's exactly
to be able to sneak up on someone. The wild west. Look behind you, Yutaka. The wild west is full of cacti. What a more perfect way to hide.
I will say the paint was beautiful. I don't know. The performance was super fun, but I wasn't seeing it. I thought, okay, so you've got guns, but now as you're saying bounty hunter, and I'm like, all right, I'm still not mad at the look by any means. I was just like, I don't know. I'm
didn't mad at the look. I'm mad at the look. I'm sorry. I was just like, baby, what is going on? And maybe I would appreciate maybe like some more spikes or something. I don't know. Maybe it just like didn't hit for me this week. I don't know. Literally love her.
I totally get the crab comment because as you say that and the way that, yeah.
Bitch, I literally was out here like, this is a crab. You were giving us green crab eleganza. Like, I live, but I'm so confused. Yeah.
Oh no, I was fully invested.
I felt when we'll just go into this because the people that are safe, I felt that when Hoso was told they were safe, like their heart broke. I thought their heart, I couldn't tell. I saw sadness. I was just like, oh, poor Hoso.
I thought it was shock.
Oh,
I thought it was like, I'm safe, but these bitches aren't.
Okay. Well, I still, you know, as we say that, the fact that again we have Jade Jolie and Merrie Cherry safe, and I'm torn because I could easily see one of them, if not that being your bottom two versus Koco and Saint. I
mean, I definitely would not have put Saint in the bottom, like because despite like
I wouldn't. I would have Koco, yes, because I think it's very good when someone's also honest, and Koco I just didn't bring it, and
yeah, she says it herself. You're right. Yeah, I would have.
But Saint, I don't know if I would have put Saint in the bottom compared to Jade Jolie or Merrie Cherry.
It's not all about the look though. It's about the look and the performance together. And yes, Jade might be a bit but Jade might be missing the horror elements, shall we say? But she still had the performance, and her look is still put together well.
Okay, but then Merrie Cherry's look.
No excuse for Merrie Cherry. It would have been a toss-up between the two of them for me against Koco, but they would have been my bottom three: Merrie, Saint, and Koco. And to be fair, at least Merrie did kind of perform. She tried.
All right. I don't know. I was shocked to see both Koco and Saint.
Oh, that's like, if we're going into the episode, that isn't who I seen there.
Oh no, well, yes. And even with the deliberation though, I was still shocked because I guess I usually thought, again, love Merrie as well, but I think the eye look alone was just, I couldn't get past it. I couldn't.
It was confusing.
Oh, that eye.
I'm sorry. It was
very confusing.
Oh, it was awful.
It was, and that I look at that compared to, you know, like Saint or Koco, and I just and as for the winners, I think I would have been fine with Zava or Dahli, but Zava really kind of took it that extra point further, though.
Definitely.
So I completely kind of agree that, you know, Zavaleta won. I still would have preferred a double because they were just the fact that they both came out doing something so like similar to each other but so different. Both had different performances. They both just nailed it.
Yeah. It would have been a week for a double win for sure. It was a really powerful like performance that both Zavaleta and Dahli gave for sure.
Yeah, I would have been happy with the double.
But Zava did have, I loved, as I said, like the gender play. Absolutely. I was seeing that. I mean, but also Zava just had that confidence though. That is sexy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It was cool. It was really cool to see. And I like that there was so much focus on the performance this week and they had to like come out and serve something, you know, because it was like obviously they do it every week, but like usually it's more like for the camera maybe, or like more for like close-ups and stuff. But I felt like it was really like they had to take on the entire stage, you know, and it was cool.
This was much better than last week's where I felt the stage was too crowded.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It was like the 6-way lip sync. Like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? Yeah, no, this was like way better thought out or like
that is
whatever.
I completely forgot about this 6-way lip sync. Yep, that is what this was. Or that was. This was, I really enjoyed the floor show this week. And then so as we've already stated, the bottom two was Saint and Koco, and sadly Koco Caine went home, and that was a bummer. The elimination challenge though was fun watching everybody. Okay, here's where Merrie gave one of the best performances because I
cracked up.
That was hilarious. I was dying. I go, this is why I love Merrie Cherry.
Like once a week for the week one, something happened, and I was like, oh my God, me and Merrie Cherry are the same. Week two, something happened. I was like, oh my God, me and Merrie Cherry are the same. Week three, Merrie Cherry tries to get on a mechanical bull exactly the same way as me. I was like, oh my God.
Have y'all ever ridden one before?
No,
I can't get on them.
You didn't have a friend to help you on that?
Well, someone has eventually helped me. But literally, if I try and get on one, I do exactly what Merrie Cherry did.
We're just like,
I can't do it. I don't have to bounce from the already soft ground. I just don't understand how people do it, especially you, Yutaka, because you're like 2 foot
never.
Tall. Oh, like how do you get up there?
Well,
the bull's bigger than you.
Yeah, but I'm like half ninja. I can get up on a bull.
There you go. There you go. I'm
half pudding.
I'm half pudding. I love that. I rode one when I was in Texas with my husband. I stayed on for like I think all of 5 seconds. That shit is hard.
It looks hard.
Really hard.
I don't know if I could do. You know, you go to those, and at most people are drunk. I don't know how you could do that.
Yeah,
I would.
You're supposed to like lean back and like raise your arm up. I thought Sigourney did some of that. I was like, the form is right, baby. Sigourney like is doing it. Yeah.
I want to know who was on the longest because Sigourney knew what they were doing. They
100%
served that entire thing.
Yeah, people who stayed in character when they were on there was cool. It was really cool.
I just felt so sorry for Koco and Saint because I like when you were watching them, I was like, do they think this is a competition to see who can stay on the longest? Like, no, it's the entertainment factor. But the both of them were just like gripping onto the handle with 2 hands and just staring at it like, we will not be beaten.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Take that hand off, throw it in the air. Koco, shake your tits a little. Like, give us a show. Like,
yeah. It's all about the screen time, all about the look. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have killed them both.
Wait, this
Not
is
a double extermination.
No, this is not
It would have
time.
been a double
Jail!
extermination.
Jail!
No.
Neither of them in the
Jail!
extermination challenge.
Wild
No.
West
lived up to what they
jail.
could do.
Where's the
It would have been a
sheriff?
double hog roast.
This is not. I don't think this was the case for a double extermination. I would have rioted if that happened. I
Yeah.
absolutely would have rioted.
Yes.
I would have been like,
you would have had a problem.
I would have been shuttered. You're canceled.
I'll write you a personal fucking email. I love it. There was some kind of like poetic
Mr.
justice.
President Shudder.
Is there a President Shudder? Is it a Mrs. Shudder?
I don't know.
I want it to be a.
CEO.
I want it to be a girl boss. I want it to be a full girl boss.
It's either a gay or a girl in charge because they're the only people that actually get horror.
It's true.
It's true. It's very, very true. And they have the LGBT section also all year long. I love that.
Yeah. We know what they're like.
Mhm. And also, their queer section is also about queer people in front of and behind the camera. That's
that's
like
cool.
the options they give you are.
Yeah.
It's very
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Shudder goes that extra mile. We're
know.
not sponsored. I wish we were, but they show us love. So I
love it. Thank you, Shudder.
Yes.
Yay.
He tries so hard to become
I do.
sponsored, though.
Just once we, we'll get there. But as long as they send me screeners, I'm okay. I'll keep reviewing.
Right. That
doesn't mean I'll give you good reviews, but I'll review.
I'll do it. That's funny.
But with that, that's the actually I did want to ask with the episodes, I feel okay, actually no. With the extermination challenges, I feel so far the extermination challenges though this season have been weaker compared to previous seasons. Like, didn't first episode of season 3 Maxie jumped out of a plane?
Yeah.
COVID.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very true. And I thought about that too, because I was like, man, like
I didn't think about that.
They had that like Wild West challenge, I think a couple of seasons ago, right? Like where they were like out in the desert or something. I don't know. They were like
they did
rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why did they do something like COVID?
I did not think about that. Okay. Yeah.
It's a closed set in LA, I'm sure,
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. So that's true. Okay. I didn't factor that in. So that makes sense.
I love it though. Leeches. We're gonna bury you. A bull. Like what the fuck? It's so good.
Very random. I love it. Also, I just have to give a shout out to Orville Peck because that man's voice.
It's deep, sultry, seductive.
So sultry, so sultry. Those big cowboy arms. Wow. I did appreciate that they had like a cool like queer person like who was like country on to judge, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It was very, very cool to have Orville.
I thought it was nice. Yeah. He's got a great voice. I love his whole look and yeah. And whatever pants he was wearing, his whole look was.
That was a nice pant.
We had a lovely pant. Good pant.
Wish I could pull off that kind of pant.
Oh, is that wait? Over across the pond, you say pant and not pants? I'm so confused. I've got
it's
Liam
2
now
a.m.
confused.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just saying words.
Okay.
They're a gas leak.
Nouns.
Well, before we end, I certainly just want to say thank you to our special guest, Irregulargirl. And I would like to just give this moment for anything you'd like to plug, where you're performing next, any, fun, exciting things.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, thanks again for having me. It's very fun. I do a couple of monthly shows at Berlin. So I do Mom Jeans every first Monday. of the month, and that if you're in Chicago, you should come through. We also every first Monday or every first Friday of the month, I also have 2 alternating shows. So I either do Strapped, which is our dyke night, or I do Moans, which is our all trans night. So
Nice.
it's very cool either way. Find me on Instagram at Irregulargirl. That's also my Twitter. That's also my Venmo and my Cash App. The whole situation. But yeah, thank you. It's been really cool to like get to. I love horror. I like grew up like watching Saw and all that fucking shit with my cousins and just being like scared, right? And then like eventually it kind of like became like went out of like movies and into like true crime and now into Dragula. It's kind of like a mix of like 2 of my biggest interests. So this was really great, and I've really enjoyed the season so far, and I'm excited to see like what unfolds.
Same. Well, now I have to ask them. It's so cliche, but what is then your favorite scary movie?
Okay, that's a very good, very pointed question. It's hard to come up with a favorite right off the bat, but I feel like an evergreen one for me would be like House of Wax. I think about like the first Saw. I think about like
First Saw was great.
Nightmare on Elm Street, just like kind of the movies that were like foundational for me. You know what I mean? More so than like for whatever. It's just like these movies that really stuck with me and kind of like revealed like all of like my different layers of horror, love, whatever. That being said, I really did like Killing of a Sacred Deer, and I think that might be like a very new favorite of mine. It's really good.
I don't know if I've seen that, but I'm gonna have to find out what that is.
It's very disturbing. It's very good.
I do love a good disturbing horror film. I'm gonna find out what that's streaming on later.
That's his life.
And yeah, it's very true. And I am going to watch that. Well, it's yeah. I'm really actually excited. Wait, is this something I should? It's going to keep me up because I'm going to keep thinking about it, or it's going to be like, oh, that's good. Or should I watch this on a weekend when I have time to like sit back and overanalyze it?
So, okay, the Killing of a Sacred Deer, very much like another movie that came out recently, Vox Lux, is like, I think about, right, okay, I think it's kind of like, it's about like stilted dialogue. It's about like you as an audience member has to fill in like a lot of the blanks. So what I did was I just got really fucking high and watched it. So like it is like your like situation. Like if you're a person who is like a really like active, like whatever, you don't need like a substance, like cool, but like you just want to be at your most like creative, juicy, suck up moment that you can, because the movie throws a lot at you. It's by Yorgos Lanthimos, who also did The Favorite. So like totally different,
okay.
like no, but kind of in the same way that The Favorite was so much about isolation and about like loneliness. I feel like this movie is a lot more about like kind of like has that same kind of like intensity, but like towards like revenge or anger. Like that's like the main like thing that's like driving the film, and it's like it's really really good. I really recommend watching it. It's very good. It's streaming.
Check that out
on Shudder. I'm sure it's on Shudder.
Oh, it's on Prime for me.
There you go.
I will have to find this and watch this. Well, with that, I just again want to say thank you. This was so much fun. William, as always. Oh no. I feel like we're gonna have to do something, some grand finale. I don't know, but we're gonna have to do something because this was a lot of fun. The conversations, this podcast, or this, well, we'll put this on YouTube. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you again so much, y'all.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.